Nothing. And I mean nothing generated the buzz, the heat, the viral reaction like a 45-second clip from a golf interview that never actually aired, if you can believe that. I'm talking about this clip from a post-round interview of Brooks Koepka at the PGA Championship. Now, if you've already seen this, you know where I'm going. If not, listen up. Follow closely. If you're listening and you're not able to actually see the interview, you will be able to tell the very moment that somebody walks by during the interview. Go ahead and roll this.
Ready? Golf course was asking a lot from you today, Brooks. What were you able to do well and put up that nice number?
Just ball struck my way around this place. Didn't putt well, but I don't think many guys are going to putt well with this wind. It's very tough. I don't know what other guys have said, or I just felt it difficult to read. You know, sometimes I lost my train of thought. Yeah, hearing that bullshit. Fucking Christ.
All right, we're starting over. We're going to enjoy that in the TV compound.
I honestly wouldn't even care.
I mean, that is amazing. I wish I could have shown that to you. And because I couldn't, you need to go find that yourself if you've not seen it already. That is absolutely incredible. I mean, it's incredible. What that was Brooks Koepka talking to Todd Lewis of the Golf Channel after his round. And he's doing your typical post-round interview. He's answering a question about his day. He's talking about ball striking and the challenge of putting on those greens. And then all of a sudden, everything changes. It goes from like nebulous to absolutely incredible in a nanosecond. And the reason everything changed was because Bryson DeChambeau walked past him. That was the moment the video transcended golf. That was the moment that video transcended sports. You had people who had no idea who Bryson and Brooks were and what their deal was and what their story was, and they're tweeting about these guys. Like, that's how significant that was. They have no idea who they're tweeting about, but they're tweeting about them. And it's so good for golf. Because, let's be honest for a minute, as much as you might like it, golf is kind of a niche sport, right? Those who like it love it. But the vast majority of people in this country, and even the vast majority of sports fans, probably do not know who Brooks and Bryson are. They just don't. But they do now. That went viral in an absolute heartbeat. I mean, not since, I don't know, Mariah Carey talked about Jennifer Lopez, has one star given that strong a reaction to another star. And unlike some things that go viral immediately, this actually deserved it because it's awesome. All right, so I know you can't see it. Just close your eyes and just listen really carefully. Think about this for a minute as I run it back again.
I don't know what other guys have said, or I just felt it difficult to read. You know, sometimes I lost my train of thought. Yeah, hearing that bullshit. Fucking Christ.
Listen, as good as this sounds, it looks 100 times better. I mean, it is so incredible. I mean, this is why I'm going to start a show with it. Maybe it's just me, but I'm starting to think that Brooks doesn't really like Bryson. In fact, I'm starting to think he hates the guy. Truly, I'm starting to think that Brooks hates Bryson more than anybody hates anything or anybody. Maybe it's just me. I mean, I don't know. I don't know exactly what Bryson said when he went by. I don't know if he said anything at all. I don't know if it was just the spikes. I know this. Had he brushed up against Brooks or tried him in any way, it looked like Brooks was ready to give Bryson them hands. Like, I don't know why exactly Brooks hates Bryson. I just know that he does. And so do a lot of other people. Now, in Brooks' case, it could be any number of things. Maybe it's their past history. Maybe it's the fact that Bryson takes an eternity before shots, and Koepka has got no time for all the time that Bryson takes. And then Bryson told his caddy that Brooks should say it to his face. Maybe it's the fact that Bryson took a shot at Koepka's physique in the body issue with this line, quote, "I don't think his genetics even make him look good. Did you see the body issue? He didn't have any abs. I have abs," end quote. And, of course, Brooks fired back with a photo of his 4 major trophies and a caption, quote, "You were right, Bryson. I am too short of a six-pack," end quote. I don't know, maybe Brooks mocking Bryson for wanting relief from fire ants. Or maybe it's the fact that Bryson was wearing metal spikes and seemed to be doing his best to make as much noise as possible. Run it back yet again and listen for the spikes this time.
I don't know what other guys have said, or I just felt it difficult to read. Sometimes I lost my train of thought. Yeah, hearing that bullshit. Fucking Christ.
Yeah, not as much as I'm going to enjoy that in the radio compound, the radio/TV compound, the Jungle Simulcast compound. Like, I can't get enough of that. I've already watched it about 20 times, and I know I'm going to watch it probably 20 more times before the end of the day. Not since Jacoby Jones dropped an awkward during a Pelicans game have I been this riveted by an interview. But Brooks on Bryson is so much better than even Jacoby, and Jacoby was great. It's just that Brooks is that much better. Like, this is a clip that has launched 1,000 memes. That was an instant meme. You're going to be seeing parts of that for a long time to come, starting with Brooks dropping a, quote, "I bleeping lost my train of thought hearing that bull bleep." It's perfect. It's so viral and so memeable because you can use that for almost anything at all. Anytime anybody does or says something stupid on Twitter from now on, you can just hit them with, quote, I lost my train of thought hearing that bull bleep. As an example, nothing could ever bump LT from the drop that Alvin plays when a caller gets run. But Koepka came damn close with that, quote, I lost my train of thought hearing that bull bleep.
I lost my train of thought, yeah. Hearing that bull.
I mean, honestly, that's pretty much what goes through my head when I run a bad call. And forget the audio of the interview. You can just go frame by frame and grab 1,000 stills that are worth 1 billion words. Just his facial expressions alone are awesome. Like the closed eyes, quote, I've had enough of this crap. When Bryson starts clomping over, that kind of serenity now exhale as Bryson walks by. The incredible head shake. The hardest eye roll you've ever seen. The eye roll is so strong, you could almost hear it. Like he hit that so hard, I was concerned his eyeballs were going to fall out of his head. And then we're back to the iconic, and yes, it is iconic, quote, I lost my train of thought hearing that bull bleep.
I lost my train of thought, yeah.
And then the exasperated, quote, bleeping Christ. Bleeping Christ.
It's Jason Bourne.
And then at the very end, the exhale and that partial laugh, like, man, can you even believe this dude? And then when the reporter says, yeah, we're going to get a good laugh out of this back at the TV compound, at that point, Brooks is like, yeah, like I care.
I honestly wouldn't even care.
My man. So if you're wondering about whether or not Bryson knows about the clip, if it worked its way back to him, wonder no more, because somebody posted it on Instagram with the caption, quote, Brooks is not a fan of Bryson and his spikes. Bryson jumps into the comments with, quote, you can fix spike marks now, with the crying, laughing emoji. Ooh, roasted. Boom. Out of here. Yeah, I know this. Best part is, it's not over. Best part is, it's still going strong. Best part is, I can't wait for these two dudes to tee it up together. Or better yet, get paired up together. Can we just start a petition for the USGA to make this dream a reality at the US Open at Torrey in a few weeks? You want ratings? That's what you should do. When contacted by Golf.com about that video, Brooks' agent, Blake Smith, said he had, quote, no comment. I feel you. I get it, Blake. I do. I have a comment. My comment is, this is awesome. I loved it. I loved everything about it, and I loved how Brooks handled it. That is legendary. So forget about Phil winning on Sunday. The most memorable thing about the weekend was that video. That's what's going to stay with me from that weekend at Kiowa.
Sometimes I lost my train of thought, yeah. Hearing that bull.
How about him going with a bleeping Christ? Muttered under his breath. It's Bryson DeChambeau. Bleeping Christ, it's Bryson DeChambeau. Hey, Jim. I effing lost my train of thought hearing that BS. Signed Brian Weber ordering at McDonald's, and they tell him McRib season is over.
And it's over just that quickly.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. This is why that was so iconic. It can apply to almost anything. Whenever something goes wrong, you can hear, I effing lost my train of thought hearing that bull bleep.
I lost my train of thought, yeah. Hearing that bull.
All right, so I may have started the program like that, and I could probably do 3 hours on that, but I won't. But I do want to know this. Not that anything could ever, ever, ever replace LT, but what if when I ran a call, instead of bumping LT in, I bumped in Brooks Koepka? I kind of am curious, Albie, what would that sound like?
Hey, Jim. What's going on, man? Snack. I'm in New York bringing a little bit of liquid gold to my man John. So just for Adam, I'm spreading Hawks Brew. Brought John some swing lube. We're going to drink a case of it here in New York.
I lost my train of thought, yeah. Hearing that bull.
I don't like that call.
All right, a couple thoughts here. Number one, that sounds good. I'm not saying anything can replace LT, but if anything could replace LT, it would be that. That was pretty seamless. Hawk, you did not put that guy up so he could pimp your beer, did you? I didn't pick up on that the first time. Dude. If I find out somehow you were involved in that nonsense, wow. And how about Larry? I'm in New York. Dude, is that how hard you have to work to get on the air? I've done everything I could, Larry, to limit your involvement. Did you literally get on an airplane to fly to New York because you knew that I would take John in New York's call and then jump in that way? And John, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? Everybody loses with that. There are no winners, except maybe Brooks. LT might lose. LT could lose his iconic spot on the program. That sounded better than I thought. I lost my train of thought listening to that bull bleep.
I lost my train of thought, yeah. Hearing that bull.
Wow, I don't know, man. I thought if there was one lock in this world, it was that as long as I did this show, LT would be in that spot. That's good. That's really good.